What if I tell you that if you are not taught how to cut and sew Iran Buba as easy as it seems, you may still not be able to get it perfectly? Now, how about me sharing with you two common mistakes, and I mean Iran Buba mistakes that a beginner must not make. Hi everyone, I am GB Vilo. I'm a fashion coach and designer. I train people how to make beautiful garments, and I specialize in shirt making. Thank you for always watching my video, and I'm sure you have been liking it, you have been sharing it, and most especially you have been subscribing. You have subscribed. In my last video I said something about Iran Buba, and just shortly after then I saw a comment. Somebody dropped a comment for me on how to sew Iran Buba. I have two videos on Iran Buba. One is on how to cut, which has got over 47,000 views. In fact, there are times I see people out there and they say, we watch your Iran Buba video, we watch your Iran Buba video. I do not have any doubt that it has been blessing people. Then on my how to sew Iran Buba, 6 days ago, somebody dropped a comment for me. Let me read it to you. I want to happily express my gratitude to you for your wonderful teaching. I followed your tutorial from the cutting of the Iro and Buba to the sewing, and it came out perfectly. May God bless you, ma'am. I pinned that comment on that video, and the two videos, they are there in the description because I want you to go and watch it too. Now, let me dive into my video for today. Two common Iran Buba mistakes a beginner must not make. Number one, when you want to attach the Buba, and I mean the sleeves of the Buba, the two sleeves, when you want to attach the sleeve to the bodice, please do not join it like this. Do not join it like a kaftan. Let me be honest with you. As simple as Iran Buba is, it has a technique on how to cut and how to sew it. I have had the course to amend Buba for some of my friends, as in they're like, oh, I'll be told that so for me, but you see this Buba, the person did not get it. Please, can you help me to amend it, as friends? And I did it for them. I've also had time when a new client just walk into my workshop and she'll be like, Auntie, I hope you know how to sew Iran Buba, because some of you modern tailors, you don't even know how to sew Iran Buba. I'll just tell them, please come in. I can't really blame them because I've seen situations where people sew Iran Buba and they don't do it well. That is why people have such comments. And one of the common mistakes that they usually make is to join the sleeve with the body like this, as a slant. It will now make the armpit, the armhole, to shrink or to squeeze. That is not the way to sew the sleeve or to attach the sleeve to the bodice of the Buba. There is a rule to do that. You start from one side of the circumference to the other end of the circumference, and your seam must not go across. In my video on how to sew Iran Buba, I demonstrated it clearly there. And like I said, the link is already in the description, so you can watch it too. I demonstrated it clearly there. When you start from one side of the circumference and you move to the other side of the circumference, you must not sew across the boundaries. If you sew across the boundaries, the armhole is going to squeeze and it will not give you the perfect look that you wanted to achieve. So that is that about the first mistake, common mistake that a beginner must not make. Now the second mistake is on the wrapper, which we call the Iro. Over time, at times, I see people They fold the two vertical edges of the wrapper and they just fold it slim. As in, maybe probably they use just like 1 inch to do the folding. And I'm like, what happened? If you fold the edge of the wrapper like this, then how will you fold the edge of the scarf? The reason why people make such a mistake is because they do not know that the wrapper itself has a standard measurement for cutting. If you are sewing for somebody who has an average body size like myself, if you want to cut wrapper for me, you need just like 2 yards and 14 inches. That's the standard. If you are sewing for somebody who is bigger than me, you can use 2 yards and 18 inches, which is 2.5 yards. Are you getting me? It is just enough. And included in this measurement are the measurement for the folding on the two sides. In fact, on one side, you can use 2 inches. Yes, you will use 2 inches to fold it in. On the other vertical side, you will use 2 inches to fold it in. Those folding measurements are already included in the standard measurement. So you don't really need to worry about, oh, it won't be enough. That's why I'm folding it very slim. It's because people don't know. That is why they make such errors. And I don't want you to make such error again. Now, let me add one pro tip for you. Now, I've mentioned that the standard measurement for wrapper for average body size adult women is like 2 and 14 inches, 2 yards and 14 inches. For those that are bigger, you can use 2 yards and 18 inches, which is 2.5 yards. Now, what if you have somebody who is very, very big? What do you do? Now, if you are using a lace fabric to sew the round buba for that kind of person, like I said, you can't afford to take maximum more than 2 yards and 18 inches from the round buba, which is 2.5 out of the 5 yards. So when you remove that 2.5 yards, you put it separately. Then you use the remaining 2.5 yards, you use it to go ahead and cut the buba. Whatever is left, you use it for the scarf. Now, these 2.5 yards for wrapper will not be enough for that kind of person. Probably the hip is like 64. I've done it before. Are you getting me? So what I did was that, or what I usually do in that situation is that I will get like a bridal satin that matches the color of the lace fabric. Then I will use half yard of it, that is 18 inches. I will join it on the side of the wrapper that will be folded inward. Are you getting me? That makes extended the wrapper to like 3 yards. Now you have 3 yards of wrapper, and it will be easy for the person to wrap it around herself. If you are sewing with Ankara, you can still be able to maneuver without joining, because Ankara is usually 6 yards. So even if you remove 3 yards for the wrapper of that very big person, the remaining 3 yards will still be enough for you to cut the buba and then the scarf. I hope you have learned something from today's video. Don't forget to like it, to share it, and also to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.